What's up, guys? The Horror TV here. So today, I just came back from my trip. I was in Atlanta for a long time, and I haven't posted. So I'm finally back, guys. Right now I'm checking on my channel. Almost 100 views on my intro. I'm going to delete one of my videos because it has cousin in it. So, but I'm going to be posting another. Alright. So you guys, we're going to be on. See, you guys, this is the problem. I don't have nothing to do. This is why I haven't been posting. But today, I guess we're just gonna have to watch. Oh, you guys, I'm going to be creating a new channel. Oh, if y'all know this game, I'm giving it out right now. Yeah, 6ix9ine Runner. I downloaded it. And if nobody know about this yet, watch this video. To see it, 6ix9ine Runner. So, yeah. Alright, guys. We'll be watching something. Let's see this, guys.
Oh my god!
This happened to me when I was working at McDonald's. My boss assigned a schedule amongst our staff. I was unfortunately scheduled for the night shift on Fridays. I didn't usually mind as we didn't get a whole lot of...
Guys, it was my birthday, on you. Oh yeah, September the 2nd, my birthday was September 2nd, so that day when September the 1st came and September the 2nd came, yeah, it was my birthday, so I'm 8 years old now.
business around this time of night. My boss was pretty laid back and didn't mind if I went on my phone during business hours, so long as I got all my work done. I remember dozing off repeatedly due to the fact that I wasn't fully acclimated with the night shift hours. That's when I heard someone making a sound, the kind of sound you make when you try to draw someone's attention. I noticed a customer trying to make an order outside, so I quickly greet them with my usual, "Hi, welcome to McDonald's, may I take your order?" I then heard a man say, "One Whopper, please? Yes, I would like one Whopper, please." I couldn't tell if he was being a smartass or not, so I ended up saying, "This isn't Burger King, sir. We don't serve that here." Business hours, so long as I got all my work done. I remember dozing off repeatedly due to the fact that I wasn't fully acclimated with the night shift hours. That's when I heard someone making a sound, the kind of sound you make when you try to draw someone's attention. I noticed a customer trying to make an order outside, so I quickly greet them with my usual, "Hi, welcome to McDonald's, may I take your order?" I then heard a man say, "One Whopper, please? Yes, I would like one Whopper, please." I couldn't tell if he was being a smartass or not, so I ended up saying, This isn't Burger King, sir. We don't serve that here. I heard him chuckling profusely after I said that. I quickly checked the security camera, only to see a clown. The clown was standing in front of the drive-thru menu without a car. It's not Halloween. Why the hell is this guy dressed up like that? I really didn't want to serve this guy, so I decided to use our company policy as a plausible excuse for him to exit the premises. Hi, sir. Unfortunately, you need to be in a vehicle in order to purchase something here. If you don't have a Whopper, I'll take a Baconator instead. I now could tell this guy was some random psycho harassing me. I instinctively yelled, "Get the hell out of here before I call the cops!" I cautiously stick my head out the window, only to see the clown no longer there. A couple hours later, near the end of my shift, I notify my boss and fellow employees regarding the situation. They all dismiss my accusations by saying ignorant things like, "Did you get his autograph?" Or, "It was probably some guy that thought it was Halloween." I annoyingly pretend to be amused and head home. The following Friday, it was my time to work the night shift again. I really dreaded working this shift, especially after what transpired that day. I tried to convince myself that it would be highly unlikely that I'd encounter that clown again. As time went on, I remember dozing off as I get startled by another sound. I urgently check the security camera, but don't see anyone present. At this point, I genuinely thought I was hearing things due to my subconscious mind thinking about the clown. My paranoia must have been at the peak of its height. That's when I turn my head towards the drive-thru window, only to see the clown staring dead at me. "If you don't make me a Big Mac, I will kill you. Trevor." My heart sank to my stomach. The clown knew my name. I immediately grabbed my cell phone to call the cops, but my hands were trembling so much that I actually wasn't capable of dialing anything. The clown started banging his head on the glass and screaming my name, Trevor, repeatedly. "Trevor, Trevor, Trevor, I am not loving it! Trevor, 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 Trevor!" I see blood dripping down from his head. I started shouting from the top of my lungs, "Leave me alone or I will call the cops!" The clown... Trevor, Trevor! The clown started... The clown knew my name. I immediately grabbed my cell phone to call the cops, but my hands were trembling so much that I actually wasn't capable of dialing anything. The clown started banging his head on the glass and screaming my name, Trevor, repeatedly. "Trevor, Trevor, Trevor, I am not loving it! Trevor, 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 Trevor!" I see blood dripping down from his head. I started shouting from the top of my lungs, "Leave me alone or I will call the cops!" The clown runs away as another car approaches the drive-thru lot. I stupidly resume work and wait for my boss to come in. Upon his arrival, I explain the entire situation to him. He then dismisses me by saying, "Don't sweat it, kid. It was probably some drunk. You can go home now." As he was talking, I noticed a cut on his forehead. I could even see blood start to drip from it. No, it can't be. "Goodbye, Trevor." No!
At Aspen Dental, smile for zero money down with zero worries. Plus pay zero interest and paid in full within 18 months.
This encounter happened to me while attending college at Auburn University in Alabama. It was a hectic part of the fall school semester when students are busy preparing for final exams. I was no exception to the rule. One of the nice things about Auburn University, which is not uncommon to many other colleges, is that the library remains open 24 hours a day during final exams. As you can imagine, such an open invitation draws in a large crowd. Students occupy all the available space on several floors with books and ideas. On this particular night, at least one of them was not a student. Let me explain. I arrived at the library early in the afternoon, navigated my way to the third floor, and quickly located a desk for intense concentration. Hours passed as I put my attention on the pages of my organic chemistry textbook. It became dark outside. I was extremely happy with my progress. I celebrated with a sandwich, chips, and a few beers. At just past 11 o'clock, nature called. I entered the bathroom and made my way to the stall furthest from the entrance. A few minutes passed, and then another person entered. Here is where things turned creepy. We are two, and we are alone. For what seemed like an eternity, I only heard silence. No toilet flushing, no feet shuffling, no hand washing. Absolutely nothing. Then, he locked the door. At this point, my mind was racing. Was I about to be robbed? Random act of violence? A joke? I tried to stay calm as he walked over to the stall that I occupied. Eventually, he broke the silence with an offer I will never forget. He offered me a Happy Meal. I kindly but firmly rejected, and thankfully, he exited the bathroom. I quickly finished my business, washed my hands, and left in a hurry. The exchange had me absolutely spooked. Study time was over. On my way out of the library, I spotted him. Our eyes locked briefly, and then I turned away. I could feel his stare. All that I remember about him is that he was a middle-aged man wearing makeup and a McDonald's uniform.
Bro, look at him. Look at his shoulders, bro. Look at his shoulders. He's all the way up to his neck. Dude look like he's ready to play quarterback. Come on.
Haven't eaten McDonald's since.
I don't know you or anybody. Here, take it back.
Tickets for my favorite group were going on sale. Getting tickets for them is hell, and having a good laptop and Wi-Fi was key to up your chances on snatching a good seat. My university's Wi-Fi was
Hours passed.
hell, and having a good laptop and Wi-Fi was key to up your chances on snatching a good seat. My university's Wi-Fi was complete ass, so I decided I would go around to various fast food places and test their Wi-Fi to see which one was the best.
No hand washing. Absolutely nothing. Then, he locked the door. At this point, my mind was racing. Was I about to be robbed? Random act of violence? A joke? I tried to stay calm.
Majority of his remarks and conversation, so I decided I would go around to various fast food places and test their Wi-Fi to see which one was the best. This wasn't too hard to do, since my university was walking distance from an abundance of various restaurants and fast food places, plus more food places that were a few minutes away by car or bus. One of the places I decided to test was McDonald's, which was only a couples and how long we'd been with each other, etc. After we answered, he laughed and said, "Well, if you ever get tired of him and want to look for someone else, I'm always available. You can kill me and get some money." I was 100% uncomfortably left us alone after all the chuckles to himself and went back to talking amongst the old men. After a few minutes, I asked my boyfriend if he could grab us some things from the car because I wasn't feeling too good due to reasons. As soon as he left, the old guy and his friends got up too, and I hoped they would just walk out and pass by my table without saying a word. But apparently I have bad luck, so instead some of the old men talking to me stopped right and stood by me. He saw my university ID card and picked it up, making remarks of how good I looked in the picture and how I looked even prettier in person, and just kept looking me up and down. His friends chuckled and told him to leave the poor girl alone again, and I hope he would clean the wax out of his ears and listen to leave me alone. He just laughed and placed his hand on my shoulder, giving it a light squeeze while exclaiming, "No, I won't leave her alone. She's too cute." At this point, I was way past uncomfortable. I knew nothing deadly was going to happen to me because we were in a public place, even if the McDonald's was empty. So I knew they weren't going to kidnap me or anything, but I was still severely creeped out. I was screaming in my head for my boyfriend to hurry the fuck back in here so they would leave, because I didn't know what to do besides nervously laugh. They lingered for a little while the old guy looked at my ID card one more time before putting it back on the table and squeezing my shoulder again. He finally left after telling me to have a good day. A few seconds later, my boyfriend returned, and I was sitting there trying to relax and calm my nerves. I might be overreacting at getting so nervous, because the threat of me being taken or hurt was most likely next to none. But old men hitting on young girls just severely creeped me out beyond words.
On campus because I didn't really trust the staff. I know that might be bad to say, but there was this one time that I ordered food from the cafeteria on campus and got food poisoning. They're a little infamous on campus, and there are a few people that regularly eat there. Understandably so. I just found myself waiting until I got out of class to eat. And then I can eat somewhere that I actually wanted to. I wasn't sure exactly where I wanted to eat after class, and I just settled on grabbing some McDonald's on the way. I was originally planning on picking up some at the drive-thru, so that the situation was getting worse. It eventually got to the point when he opened the car door and threw her inside. I mean, literally pushed her and flung her inside the car. She didn't scream or anything, but it looked very startling. It made me jump a little bit and halt. The situation could very easily have been bad. If I hadn't intervened, he may have been able to do God knows what to this poor girl. It's crazy to think that such a horrible in public like that blows my mind. The girl thanked me profusely as I just saved her a lot of physical and psychological torment. I told her that I didn't do anything special and that I was just trying to do...
Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Get this. I think we should hit 300 views. And if you guys hit 300 views, I will show you my outfit. Alright, let's get it.
Do the right thing.